Hey, 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 folks. Welcome to the GameSpot studios where we are live and on the spot. I'm your host, Chris Waters, joined by my co-host, Tom McShay. And between us, we've got Glenn Egan, the president of Sanzaru Games, here to show off a highly anticipated, long-awaited title, Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time. Sly is back in the first new game in a while, and Glenn, you're here to show it off?
Cheers. Great to be here. Yeah, we're going to be showing off some new stuff. We're going to be showing Sly, again, he's Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time. He's going to travel back in time. He gets to meet all his ancestors that we'd heard about in all the original games. And so we're going to be showing off a chunk here where Sly has traveled back to medieval England. And he's actually going to get to meet his medieval English ancestor, Sir Gareth Cooper, a very sort of bombastic, knightly character, and maybe his knightly abilities don't quite live up to his rhetoric, but he's very entertaining.
He talks a big game.
Yeah. He's out there.
Because Sly comes from a long line of thief raccoons, stretching back Middle Ages and further, and so here we are. You described it very eloquently in our discussion before the show as a Rube Goldberg circus death trap machine, I believe?
Yeah, so Gareth has actually been imprisoned inside this sort of mad circus, and here Sly is actually going to endeavor to break him free. And here we're going to see a new costume that he's going to be getting in medieval England. The
very
archer
dapper
costume, yeah. That allows him to shoot arrows that create rope pathways that he can then use to traverse all the way up and through this giant circus tent.
Because he appears to be working without a net.
Yeah, we're going to see if Kaylee board his A game and if he can manage to stay above the ground. And so costumes are really a way to sort of expand on Sly's abilities as you move through the game. But the cool thing about costumes is you retain them, and then you can go back and forth through any of the episodes that you encounter. And then a costume may provide you with an opportunity to unlock an area or get somewhere where you couldn't get to before.
Okay.
So this kind of adds to the replayability as you can move around. And this level here, we kind of call it, the level structures kind of follow similar to Sly 2 and 3, where you sort of have a massive hub environment. A lot bigger now on the PlayStation 3, and then spokes that run off it. And the hub environments tend to be sort of non-linear kind of gameplay. You can take on the challenges in any order. And then a spoke would be more directed kind of platform action like you're seeing here. And here we're actually, getting to learn how to use the costume as you move through it. And essentially, by the time you get to the end of this spoke, you'll be an absolute pro, and then you can go out into the hub world and you'll be using it, just in regular gameplay.
So are the spokes generally where the time travel happens, and then the hub world is more of a consistent period of time?
Well, every time period that you travel to will have its own massive hub.
Oh, its own hub world and then its own spokes as well. Oh, I gotcha.
So, and Kaylee's doing pretty good here. I'm impressed. It's a little tricky.
So did you guys work at all with Sucker Punch, the previous developer of Sly, or do you just jump out and do your own thing?
Well, they're real busy, so we don't have to drag them into it every 5 minutes, but we're always in close contact. We send them builds, we send them scripts about where we're heading with the story, but they're very supportive, and they look to us to, take it where you think it should go, kind of thing. And really how this came about, we're huge fans of the Sly series, and we actually approached Sony and we're like, hey, how about I can see that Sucker Punch is super busy making Infamous, so we'd like to make a new Sly Cooper game because we want to play it, kind of thing. and yeah, so we're just kind of evolving the story, evolving the characters. I think something that everybody really wanted to find out a little bit more about was the ancestors. You kind of read about them and you're sort of curious. And so as you move through the game and meet the ancestors, they're not all sort of
You just told just showing us what happens.
They're not all like Sly Cooper clones. They're all different. They have their own personalities, their own abilities, and you'll actually get to play as those characters. So you can learn those abilities and then, use those as you go through the episode.
Okay. So what are the different other types of characters you meet?
Well, you get to meet Sir Galeth here, and we've also announced that you will meet Ryoichi Cooper, your feudal Japan ancestor.
He's got ancestors all over the world.
Oh yeah, they are far and wide,
Nice.
and scattered through time. So yeah, there's a lot of variety, and I think that that's the kind of thing that gets reflected in the gameplay. It's not a game that's sort of like, okay, take a character, just upgrade. It's a game that, as you play through it, it expands. There's different characters with different abilities, different techniques that you learn. It's like a tree, and then you can take on any of those gameplay, challenges in any order that you want. If you like doing this, you like doing that, you want to play as Bentley, you want to play as Murray, you can do any of those things. There's just so much variety to it.
Now, I'm sure fans of the series would think us remiss if we didn't follow up on the mention of Bentley and Murray.
They're back, of course, and we've all the same voice actors are back to do to Sly and Bentley and Murray.
Mm-hmm.
We had to look around a little bit. We had to, go find them. And
do they still got it? Did they have to get them back into talking
they still
like
got
an
it.
anthropomorphic turtle? It took them a little while.
Oh yeah, they still got it. Bentley is he's just amazing, and to meet him is. You're like, wow, you kind of look like Bentley.
Oh, really?
It's pretty cool.
He's, the character becomes a part of you, right? As an actor, even as a voice actor.
He's in there. And yeah, even to the composer, the music, Peter McConnell, he's back on board as well. And we're really, we're not trying to, just totally head off in left field. We want to evolve it. We want to take everything that people know and love and expand on it, So, if you love the previous series games, you're gonna love this one. But it's not like you have to know about it, to get into it. It's very, very accessible. Good shot there, Kaylee. It's a little tricky.
Got it on the second try. Always gonna make it in time. I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, you paused for dramatic effect there. That was a nice touch.
And so now here we're going to actually get to meet Sir Galeth, and he's been placed in this rather demeaning jester costume, and he's a little reticent at the idea that he would actually need rescuing, per se, because he's a gallant knight. But Sly persuades him that it's probably better if they get out of there. Yeah.
Yes, that.
Good thing he can see.
So, how long have you been biding your time?
It's a short discussion.
Well,
now we actually have a question coming in from our audience, and so we're going to toss it over to Cynthia to
if you want to stay here
tell us what do these people want to know.
Rings, that's fine.
To Matthew Sundude 112 wants to know if there's going to be any Murray and Bentley gameplay.
Oh yes, definitely. You will definitely get to play as Murray and Bentley. They're still a big part of the Cooper gang, and again. They got some new gadgets, they got some new techniques, they got some new moves that we're going to be rolling out a little later. But yeah, definitely.
Now, Sly recently had an adventure where he teamed up in cooperative play with some other iconic PlayStation associated characters. Are you guys playing around with the idea of any kind of cooperative play at any point in Thieves in Time?
There will definitely be sections of the game that you can play with other people.
Okay. That sounds like and we'll be happy to talk about it in a few months. All right, fair enough. All right, so we are now, it looks like this is a slightly different costume.
Yeah, so now we're actually getting to see Ryoichi Cooper. And as I was saying before, this is Sly's ancestor from feudal Japan. Now, in the Thieves Raccoonus, in the original games, you would learn all your kind of moves from your ancestors. And Ryoichi was teaching you the ninja spire jump that you got to use throughout. But here we find out that there's more to the character than you actually got to read about in the Thieves Raccoonus. They have more expanded techniques and abilities that weren't actually cataloged. And so here he's using his leaping dragon technique that allows him to span these great distances
and also kind of turn invisible.
Yeah. So he's sort of, expanded ninja abilities that he has. Now in this environment, what's going on here is we've encountered Ryoichi, and every time you go back to a time period, things have changed. Obviously, somebody or something is moving through time and is messing with the Cooper legacy. And so, you're going to work together with your ancestor to right these wrongs, essentially. And so here, Ryoichi is not only a master ninja, he's also a master sushi chef. And this is his sushi restaurant, which kind of provides a great cover for his thieving endeavors.
Speaking of thieving.
Yeah. So here he is, he's pickpocketing a set of sushi knives that he actually uses as locks to unlock all the various rooms in his sushi shop.
That seems dangerous.
But he's a master ninja. It's all good. Don't try this at home, kids.
Have confidence. Yeah.
So essentially, all the sort of, sly thiefiness where you're moving through a space, making sure you're undetected. I mean, that's kind of core to the experience, right? Is that sense of like, I'm a thief, I'm sneaking around, you don't know what's going on, I know something you don't kind of vibe. And so these guards are all, maybe a little bit complacent, and so he's able to make his way.
It's like an entry-level guard position, maybe, not the most experienced.
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably did the, training online kind of thing.
Yeah, I got a certification.
Yeah.
Very cool, Glenn. Well, as we take a look at this this level, we're gonna just tease that later in the show, we're gonna be giving away some Sly stuff, courtesy of you guys.
Cool.
Your last project, the Sly Collection, which is the first 3 Sly games remastered in high definition for your PlayStation 3, as well as some T-shirts, which are gonna totally show up a little weird on our virtual set. Oh yeah, that's actually bright green, but
oh, wow.
the magic of our video cameras has turned it slightly off color. Some Sanzaru T-shirts to give away later in the show.
Awesome.
And just before we wrap up, Glenn, we've got people in the comments clamoring for a release date. I'm not sure they're going to get one, but give us the line.
Well, we are now announcing that we will be coming out in the fall of 2012.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So I would describe that as not the ballpark, but it's definitely the postal code.
That's more specific than I thought. That's nice.
Yeah.
Very cool, Glenn. Well, thank you for coming on and showing us some Sly Cooper Thieves in Time.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing more of that as the fall approaches.